The day he passed the bar exam was the day he left me. I should have known. Every time something good happened, I was always the one who paid for it. He said it so lightly, standing on the far side of a phone call while the rain soaked through my shoes. We should end this, he told me. We're not on the same level anymore. That was the last thing I heard in the life I used to call mine. And then the rain, the cold, the dark, and I opened my eyes somewhere else entirely. A canopy bed, silk sheets, a body that was not the one I had died in. I had been reborn as Aria Armia, sole heir to a duchy, a young noble woman who had survived a fire that stole her memories. They cut her hair short after the flames and said the shock had changed her. They had no idea how much, because the girl inside this body now was me, Mira, the orphan who spent one whole life apologizing, shrinking, making herself smaller so that someone, anyone, might love her. But that life was over, and this time I made myself a promise. I would not live that way twice. The first test came quickly. A ball, my first appearance since the fire. Hundreds of eyes, sharpened like arrows, waiting for the Duchess with the strange short hair to flinch. I lifted my chin instead. Look all you want. One stranger's smile lingered a moment too long. Pale blonde, far too composed for a woman I had supposedly never met. Some women, she murmured, are better suited to fire than silk. And then she was gone, before I could ask what she meant. But it was another gaze that stopped me, cold and firm, like a blade honed for years. My fiancé, Lord Legion. In Aria's memories, he had been a sculpture in a gallery, flawless, polished, untouchable. But the man crossing the ballroom toward me now was startlingly, dangerously alive. And when he reached me, he did the one thing no one in either of my lives had ever done first. He asked if I was all right, not a formality, not a greeting. He meant it. In my old life, I was always the one asking after everyone else. No one had ever thought to ask after me. For a moment, I forgot how to answer. We danced, and near the end, he leaned close, his voice low enough for only me to hear. That night, he began, and my whole body went stiff. The fire. But he stopped himself. No, he said quietly. Not now. He knew something, and he chose silence to protect me or to protect a secret I could not yet tell. Later, out on the terrace, the sky spilled over with stars. Do you like the stars? I asked him. I don't dislike them, he said, blunt but honest. I laughed and told him the truth, that stars are much nicer when you look at them with someone than when you look at them alone. A political engagement. That was all it was ever supposed to be. So why did his careful silence feel so much like warmth? But Legion was not the only door this new world opened. A few days after the ball, I visited an orphanage on the edge of the estate, and the moment I stood at its gate, my chest ached with a memory that should not have been mine. That night, the headmaid told me the truth. My mother, the late Duchess, had built that orphanage in secret, a shelter for those with nowhere to fall. And when I was only weeks old, when enemies wanted to use me against my father, I had been hidden there, safe, held. Mira grew up in a place like that, and Aria was saved by one. 2 lives, 1 answer. And it was there, among the children, that I met the second man. Kyle Bellicrode, the Empire's Minister of Finance. Black hair, dark eyes, a face the whole world called a cold, unscalable wall. He held the Empire's entire treasury in his hands. And then, without a moment's hesitation, he knelt down in the dirt in his immaculate suit and brought himself to a child's eye level. It is better, he said, to lower oneself in front of children. Then his eyes turned to me. My lady, he said, Thank you for coming. A formal greeting, so why did my heart beat so strangely fast? Quiet kindness, hidden behind a cold face. It lingered with me long after I stopped looking for him. And then, in a narrow alley, came the third. A man slumped against the wall, worn clothes, a dark blood stain spreading at his shoulder, a sword wound without question. Black hair threaded with frost white, and pale blue eyes that had crossed the threshold of death more times than I wanted to count. The children called him the scary man, but when I stepped toward him, he only lowered his head. "I'm sorry," he said. "I did not mean to frighten you." So I put him to work. "Carry our baskets to the market," I told him, "and I will have your wound treated." He barely spoke. But when a child tugged his arm and told him to haggle, this fierce, deadly man turned to the merchant and, in the most awkward voice I had ever heard, managed just 3 words. "This, a little cheaper." The merchant burst out laughing. So did I. And by the time the moon rose, I finally asked his name. "Rubian," he answered. I thanked him for making sure the children were never afraid. He looked away. "I'm weak when it comes to children," was all he said. A wolf who had never learned how to rest, and something in my chest pulled toward him like a memory I could not place. 3 men, a cold fiancé who guards a secret, a gentle minister behind an iron wall, and a wounded wolf with lonely eyes. In 2 lifetimes, I was never once allowed to choose. To be chosen, perhaps, but never to choose. Not anymore. Nothing has been decided yet. No one has forced my hand. And this time, I will let my own heart move first. This life is mine, and I intend to live it wide awake. That is only the beginning. The secret behind the fire, the truth my mother left behind, and the choice that will decide everything. The whole story is waiting for you. Find it on Amazon. Search The Reborn Duchess by Soonjin. And for a song to go with it, search Soonjin on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube.
I thought waiting would be enough, that love would be answered with love. I loved trusting in that answer, a foolish love. Waiting was familiar to me, always that kind of time. Yes, for me, waiting was love, a love that could be thrown away in a single moment. I thought my love was worthless. I thought I had nothing to offer. I saw the girl inside my heart. I wanted to be loved too. I saw the girl inside my heart. I wanted a love that asks for nothing. There was a love that asked for nothing, a love I didn't need to expect. I loved holding that love in mind, a foolish love. New time, still unfamiliar, time that changes by my own choosing. That newness, that was love too. A love that will last as it was.